Hey, First United Methodist friends and family, it's Pastor Shannon here with a very brief weekly update for December 20th. First, I want to say a huge thanks to Christy and to all the youth and the teens and the kids that participated in the Christmas program on Sunday. I had a ton of fun learning about all the different Chrismons with you all. I mentioned that I have a couple of Chrismons actually tattooed on me, so I'll show you them right now. One is I have a Trinity symbol right here on my forearm, and then I actually have an anchor with the Kairos symbol here on my shoulder. So just a little fun trivia for you. I thought that was really cool to learn about these Christian symbols in the midst of a season when there's so many other symbols that represent Christmas, but to really bring the focus back onto Christ and what Christ's birth means to us. Secondly, Christmas Eve is this Sunday. So there are two services happening. The first will be the Sunday morning service, and that will be where we recognize the fourth Sunday of Advent, the Sunday of Love. It's going to be a pretty low-key, casual service. I'm going to wear a fun Christmas sweater. You can wear a Christmas sweater or Christmas pajamas. We'll have a little children's story time, but just a way for the family to get together, share communion together before the busyness of Christmas. And then that evening is our Candlelight Christmas Eve service, where we recognize how Christ came into the world so many years ago. Now, both of these services are great opportunities to invite your friends and family who maybe don't normally go to church. People are more willing to come to church on a special service like Christmas Eve. So be sure to reach out, ask people in your networks about whether they'd like to join you for Christmas Eve worship. And then third, I'm starting to think about worship and sermons for next year. We have kind of this weird 5-week period between Epiphany, which will be on January 7th, and when Lent begins, which is February 18th. So we kind of have 5 weeks in there where I was thinking about what we wanted to learn about, what I wanted to preach on. I have a few ideas, but I'd also love to hear from you. If there's ever something that you think that we should learn about more together as a congregation, please send those my way. But I did have a couple ideas in mind. One of them would be to do a study on Jesus's parables. One of my favorite authors is A.J. Levine, and she's a New Testament scholar, but she's actually a Jewish woman. So she does a great job of putting the New Testament and the Gospels into a different light as we read them through Jewish lenses. So she has this great book called Short Stories by Jesus, all about Jesus's parables. Another one I was thinking about was looking at the Apostles' Creed, one of the core creeds of our faith. Adam Hamilton has a book called Creed where he goes over that, and so I'd probably use that as we looked at that series. And finally, another one I was looking at the Lord's Prayer and taking that line by line and kind of going through that over 5 weeks. So those were my ideas. I'd love to hear your ideas if you have any suggestions or preferences. Of course, I want to solicit your feedback and hear what you are wanting to learn about in the new year. Okay, so don't forget about Christmas Eve, and I'll see you on Sunday.